Hi, today we're going to work on writing systems of equations. So we have just touched on this in our lesson on substitution and elimination, just a little bit, I think with only 3 examples. So today our goal is to become a master of writing these systems, writing the equations. We're not going to solve them today. Woohoo! We're just going to write them out and get them set up. So this should go pretty quickly for you. You're going to be successful and feel great. So let's get your name on the top of your paper. And that way we can always make sure we find your materials. So let's look at exercise 1. It says a store receives a shipment of VCRs and CD players. Do people still even use those? Anyways, whatever. A shipment of 5 VCRs and 4 CD players costs $1,950. A shipment of 3 VCRs and 6 CD players costs $2,250. And yeah, we could find the cost of those things, but we're not going to solve today. We're just not. So you have a couple of options, and I'm going to encourage you, stick with X and Y as your variables. It's not required. You could use V for VCR and C for CD player. Although I would like you to be in the practice of using just X and Y simply because the majority of the problems of this nature in your state test will probably use X and Y. All right, so we have X and a Y, and we have to decide what they stand for. What are the two things being compared in this situation? VCRs and CD players. So VCR and CD player. There we go. That's my X and my Y. So now we get into the problem of what's happening with the VCR and the CD player. In this first situation, we see that 5 VCRs and 4 CD players cost $19.50. And that's almost exactly what we write. 5 VCRs, which are X's, and plus sign. 4 CD players. CD players are Y's. Costs equals $19.50. That's my first equation. That was so great, wasn't it? Just easy, and it makes sense. Second equation. 3 VCRs and 6 CD players cost $22.50. So, 3 VCRs. VCRs are X's. And that's still a plus sign. 6 CD players. CD players are Y. Costs is equals $22.50. And that's my system. We've written it. And we're done with exercise 1. Wasn't that great? Let's go check out number 2. So in exercise 2, we have a basketball team stopped at a fast food restaurant after a game. They divided into 2 groups. One group bought 5 chicken sandwiches and 7 hamburgers for $24.90. And the second group spent $28.80 and bought 5 chicken sandwiches and 9 hamburgers. So what is being compared? We have an X and a Y, but what's being compared? Is it the 2 groups or is it what they ate? What are we being told information about? What they ate. These are the 2 things being compared. So we've got chicken and we've got burgers. All right. So that's really essential to make sure that we know exactly what is being compared. So let's go look at the first situation. 5 chickens, 7 burgers, $24.90. So 5 chickens, chicken is X. And still means plus. 7 burgers, burgers are Y. For the cost of, cost is equal $24.90. Sweet. That was nice. Let's check out the second situation. A second group spent $28.80 and bought 5 chicken sandwiches and 9 burgers. Okay. So $28.80, that's going to equal 5 chickens, 5x, and plus 9 burgers, 9y. Done. Now, does it matter that the amount of money they spent was on opposite sides of your equation? No, doesn't matter at all. We just wrote the equation and did what we were asked to do. Now, if you wanted to, you could have put the equal sign over here on the far right and just said 5x plus 9y equals that 28.80, but that would have still been right. Wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference. All right, let's jump forward to example 6. Exercise 6. So here, a pair of boots and a pair of tennis shoes cost $196.12. Their difference costs $44.38. Determine the cost of each type of footwear. All right, so I have X and Y. What is being compared? Boots and tennis shoes. Boots, tennis shoes. All right. Now, these sentences are a little bit different. A pair of boots and. So this first sentence is everything that we need for my first equation. What does and mean to do? Add. If it's a pair of boots, how many x's is that? Yeah, just one x. And plus a pair of tennis shoes, how many y's is that? Just one. And the cost still means equal $196.12. Great. Second sentence, the difference. What does this word difference mean? Yes, it means subtract. But it also means subtract in the same order. So the order that we used here will be the same order that we use here for the difference. So x, 1x, minus 1y. And their difference is $44.38. There's your system. We've written it. That wasn't too scary. You feeling pretty good about this? I sure hope so. Let's go look at exercise 8. Exercise 8. In the Alice High School Band, the number of trumpet players is 4 times the number of French horn players. All right. There are 35 trumpet and French horn players in the band. How many people play the trumpet? All right, so what are the two things being compared in this particular situation? Is it the band? Is it different high schools? Is it the different numbers of players? Oh, it's the different types of instruments. We have trumpets and we have the French horn. There we go. Trumpet and the French horn. Those are the two things being compared. So let's go look into our equations. The number of trumpets players is 4 times the number of French horn players. All right, trumpet, X, is means equals 4 times the number of French horns players. So what do? We say 4 times the French horn players. Why? That's it. That's our first equation. Second equation. There are 35 trumpet and French horn players in the band. All right, so this is a total. So R means equal, but the grammar is a little bit out of order from how we would write the equation. The total number of these players is 35, and that is equal to all of the trumpet players and all of the French horn players. There you go. That's it. Those are your 2 equations. Wasn't that great? All right, so of these 9 examples problems, we have done together 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So we've done examples of every kind in the handout. So I want you to tackle the 5 that we have not done together. And if you need some help, come and talk to me. I will be happy to help you. Good luck.